black. What do we got here? Too sure that it's this one. Silver. That's this one. Hey everyone, well, we're finally getting some snow. I got a little bit used to it. It was like springtime, 12 degrees out now. Temperatures dropped and we're finally getting some snow. Very excited for that. We got the new Pomoly Locomotive 3. This is the larger version of the Locomotive 20. This is Locomotive 3. The 3 stands for, or represents, enough room for 3 people to sleep. You'll see. We've got the inner tent to set up and we have the ground sheet to install. That'll separate this ground. It doesn't have full ground closure on this tent, so anything could get inside. But once you got the ground sheet in, and then the inner tent is fully sealable so that nothing outside, like, you know, it's springtime, things are roaming around, snakes, bugs already. They can get in there, but not with this tent. Just so you know, the inner tent fully encloses, nothing can get in there. I forgot my gloves, so my hands are a little bit on the cold side setting up the tent, but we're gonna get the floor in, inner tent, and get this stove in here and get a fire going and warm this tent up. It's very exciting to see some snow, I gotta tell you. Been waiting months. It's been months since we've had some snow here in our region, so I'm gonna get the rest of this set up and then I'm gonna give you a tour with everything installed. All right, so this is the ground sheet. And I will say that this ground sheet is actually, it's got a zippered section, so if you didn't want to have the wood stove area, it's got a built-in fireproof ground mat. And if you didn't want that, it's removable, but we're going to use that today. So right now it's in one full section. You'll see, I'll set it up. If you've seen other videos with the Pomoly X6 that we have, I just, you know, Pomoly makes this stuff to go so well hand in hand. I would definitely order their ground sheets for their tents. There's, like, look at the size of this fireproof ground sheet section. It's huge. Alright, so the floor ended up being a little different than I thought. The X6 dome floor clips in, pulls tight, very quick and easy to do. You can't mess it up. This floor you actually have to peg in, and they got really nice adjusting poles that just quickly pull in and tighten it up. But it doesn't go through the whole tent, as I see. But I'm going to set this up. This is the inner tent, and this guy does clip into the sides, and then it's fully suspended. The inner tent, it clips in all on these edges, you can see there, all the way around. And then we got these little hooks here. Whoop. I think we got one more. That's better. We got two little pockets here for some gear. Now that's totally separated and nothing can get in. I do feel a breeze just ripping through the bottom of this tent, but you'll see this is a waterproof bottom floor on this inner tent, and it does travel up about 4 inches, so I think that kind of is going to block that out a bit. But we're going to get a stove going in here and the heat. So the heat also has an outer vent in the front, and it travels right through this roof, right through here, and then I can open up that vent as well. Not sure if it's open now or not, but whew. Definite drastic temperature change and weather change. I do like the snow. There's so much snow already accumulating on this tent. It's not moving around. I like it. A nice low impact tent. You take this in four-wheeling or backpacking, which I wanted to do today, but limited time. I drove in with the Tundra. All right, next step, wood stove. I brought the Pomoly T1 Ultra 2.0, which I thought might be a bit big for this tent, but I think the ability to load this stove up and just let her cruise through the night is going to pay off. Okay, so this time, the first time I burned in the stove, I didn't install the inner baffle. Pull the screw off. This comes with the 2.0 version. And this just screws on here. Like that. Whoop. Wrong way. Goes like that. I'm like, wait a minute. So now you'll see there, it stops all that heat and fire from just ripping up the pipe. It'll help deflect it and keep it in the firebox. So we're gonna run that tonight and see what the difference is. we got the stove installed. If you're wondering why I have it in this direction, these T1 titanium stove, it's got a double walled back panel. You can literally put your hand this close to it when it's pumping off a lot of heat, and it doesn't let the heat out that back panel. But the glass side, that's where all the heat comes out of this stove, and the front glass. But this huge window has so much heat come off of it, so I'd rather have that heat come in this direction than if I were to put it lengthwise. The heat would probably go out towards that door, or where this, you can see underneath here, this air is going to flow through the bottom of this. So I'd rather the heat come towards the bedroom as much as possible, and I have lots of room to load the front of the stove from here and control it. So I'm going to get a fire going. I didn't really bring much to get some stuff going with, but I did bring just a small milk crate with random bits of wood. Some of this pine is actually got fat wood in it. Not a high volume of fat wood, like all that resin is in there. This will burn really good and hot and get a good fire going, and then I'm gonna have to go and source some wood for the night. All right, well, already this stove's only been going for like 5 minutes tops, and already this whole area here is so much warmer. It's nice. Smell of that wood burning smells so nice. I'll say the one thing I messed up right away was cutting in this hole. It's no real big deal, but it kinda went to one side a little bit more than dead center. But and this doesn't look like it's a replaceable one. It's not like a velcroed in one like some of the tents. So I think once it's in there, it's in. But it's not bad. This, I will say, titanium runs so much better than the steel stoves that I have, so I'm not too worried about it. So one of the things I love about using milk crates for the wood is you end up with like a little mini stool, and that's the one thing I didn't bring was a chair or anything. And this head height, you're kind of kneeling over a bit, so I'm gonna unload some of this little bits of wood that I have, set up this crate. Might as well chuck this. This stove is huge. Like, I can fit so much wood in there. I can't believe it. I love this stove. I love all stoves. Every video I do, I'm like, I love this stove. But no, seriously, I love this stove a lot. Oh, that's nice. That's nice on the hands. Alright, I'm gonna boil some water and make a little cup of soup because I'm hungry. I don't know what it is, but it could be minus 20 out and I don't feel cold, but you get around -1, +1, the dampness just goes right through me. All I could think about setting up this tent was making a coffee or getting some soup going, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. See how quick this water boils up on here. that water boiled fast. Stove is just, the stove puts off a lot of heat. I don't know if you can see the fire going from there, but I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute. That light back in there. Oh, that's nice. Soup, nice wood stove, a little bit of snow outside. It's weird sitting in here with my head touching, sitting on this milk crate. It's not high of a seat, but you can kind of see this bedroom area. So everything in here, I don't have to take my boots off in and out. I kind of like that. And then this separates to the bedroom, and I'll just kind of like sit down in it, take my boots off in here. Hopefully they stay dry overnight in here. So I'm gonna have some soup, gonna just relax a little bit, and then I'm gonna get my bed set up in there, and I'm gonna have to go and look for a little bit of fat wood, I think, in the woods, just so I got something to start the fire with a little bit better. The stuff I used earlier to start the fire, that's actually called I think it's called a fat stick. It's like a wax pre-made. I use it emergency stuff. It'll lighten in the cold, wet weather, and it got this fire going very quick, so it does work. I don't use it all that often, but I like to mix up the stuff I use to start fires with. It gives you practice. If you stick to the one thing you use all the time, you know, one time is just not going to work for you. All right, well, I ran into the property owner who owns all this huge acreage that I sometimes come out here and camp. He gave me permission to come out here, which is greatly appreciated. It's so beautiful out here, but he had a spare pair of gloves, so that was a score. And he's got a bunch of dried firewood that's the length of the T1 Ultra. So some of the wood that I have is I cut to about 11 inches. He's got some full-size wood. I don't have to go. It's getting dark. I'm gonna take him up on it. It's beautiful dry wood, so we'll see how that stove runs with that. But I am gonna search for some fat wood. I'm gonna show you. So this here is a half-dead white pine tree. That's like a golden tree to look for to find some fat wood. It'll be these dead low branches near the bottom of the tree. That's where they've died. The resin will get right deep into the heartwood of the branch, and it'll be in the closest section of the wood closest to the tree. So I'm going to cut one, I'm going to bring it to you, and I'm going to show you what we're looking for. So I can already see fat wood that's already gotten into this, but this part is probably a little further decayed than you want, but I can see it already by the color. You'll be able to smell it when you cut it. It'll smell like turpentine, or very, very piney smell. Oh yeah. So I don't know if you can see that. The light's not the greatest, but that's all. It's already gone through the whole part of that branch. So we're gonna keep that guy. This is a good one. It's a good sized dead branch here. You want to find one that's got a branch collar that's just got a big glob of oozing sap on it from this branch dying. That will have the highest content, but this is all fat wood all around on this previous cut, so I think this is going to be a good one. Sometimes I'll just get rid of a branch so it's not falling down on you. That, I knew it would be the best piece. Branches in the face. that is just loaded with fat wood all the way into the heartwood. So a good way to know if you've got a good piece of fat wood is you just take a thin slice, and when the sun's out in the daytime, just hold it up to the light and it'll illuminate through the piece of wood completely. That's the test, but that's good for today. I'm going to process some of these back at the tent, so we've got some great firewood starter. I don't think I'll need it for tonight because the stove's going, but for in the morning when we're going to fire up some coffee, I'll show you how easily this fat wood ignites. All right, well, that should be the last of it. I think that's perfect amount. It's already about 7 o'clock, and these doors are open. It's pretty warm in here. It's not like crazy sub-zero temperatures. I think it's, not sure what it is. Let's check. So inside this tent, this was in the bedroom with this door already kind of closed up. It was 11 degrees in there, so this stove definitely heats this tent well. And I think the design of this, the heat goes up, travels down this tunnel into the bed zone. It's called a tunnel tent. I mean, they don't call it, they call it the locomotive, but I think the tunnel design is great for keeping away from the stove, being nice and toasty back there. We'll see tonight. So that's white oak. The property owner had that nice wood. It's got some snow on the top of it, but it'll dry back there. It's all dried out, white oak. Excellent wood for heating overnight. It's a nice slow burn, so get a lot of BTUs out of that, and enjoy the fire. I can never get this little hook out. Oh, I got it. Never mind. I don't want to get it wet in here. So I brought my 0-degree bag, and this is the air mattress for my sleep bed. This blow-up air bed is so comfortable. Literally 2 straps, pull them off. That's it. So let me just show you. This is what I was referring to. So literally it just sits off the ground. It's like a bed frame. It rolls up so quick and compact. And then all these bars are super strong and they support your weight. And then these straps lock in the mattress. And then on the sides, you've got a clip system. You can clip it to another one and turn this into a queen size bed, which we have another one, and we have an air mattress that'll lock in with that. This thing is my favorite new sleep system. All right, that's that. And now just take these straps. This is my King Kent 0-degree duck down sleeping bag. Very light, very small and packable. Get this guy out. All right, that's cozy. So this would be your head end. I mean, you can go either way you want, but this would be the warm zone. The heat's going to travel down to the bottom, and you're gonna want to probably put some wood in the stove. So I would probably keep your head up here. That's where it says you're supposed to be. Well, bed's all packed up. I'm just trying to get this stove up to some temperature. I'm starving. I'm not even going to use a bowl. I'm just going to heat up this chili right out of the can, I think, and just eat it right out of the can. I'm starving. Why not? Let's see. She's a peel top. There we go. Yeah. Just like that. Doesn't get any better. Let's see. A little bit liquefied, but oh yeah, that heated up. That heated up. Holy. I'll dip bread in the old chili. We're in the Locomotive Tent. Locomotive 3, and you can hear a locomotive going. Hear that? It's funny. Oh yeah. Man, I was hungry. There is nothing that beats cooking food on the wood stove, chilling out in the tent, fire going. It's the little things in life are just the best. I'm very fortunate. Jordan, my wife, she loves it just as much as I do, and so does Charlie. So if you're one of your spouses doesn't like being in the outdoors, man, that would be tough for me. I'm very fortunate. All right, well, I'm gonna shut her down. You can see the stove in the back there. It's got some nice oak loaded in there, just cruising nicely. Tent's about 20 degrees, very comfy in here. I'm gonna sleep like a baby. In the morning, I'm gonna make some fresh coffee. I've got something to show you guys. If you made it this far in the video, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. We might camp out in it. You'll see in the morning. Until then, good night, and see you then. Oh, well, good morning. It is -3 degrees Celsius outside. It's 1 degree in the tent. Very cozy in this sleeping bag. As you can see, the stove went out. Stove went cold, so I'm gonna have to start a new fire in there. I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm gonna go explore something with you guys, show you something really cool, and I'll probably pack this tent down. But let's get a fire going in this stove. You can just see all those fatwood pieces they're just going to keep going for quite a while on their own. That'll get that fire going nice. I will tell you, my butt might have touched the pipe last night getting stuff situated. There's like fabric from my pant burn mark on there. That water is boiled. that coffee brew a bit. Oh, I think I'm only gonna have time this morning for a quick little apple, I think. But I'll say that this titanium stove does heat up quick. It cooled down quick, but it heated up pretty fast too. Heated up this tent quick. I love this inner tent to this locomotive. It stayed nice and firm and didn't like flop down at all through the night, and it kept the heat in that little zone. Was able to just sleep without the stove going. It was very comfy. It's a good tent. You could feel the wind coming from underneath, but it didn't go inside the inner tent at all. So there goes there was a piece of old apple. All right, I'm gonna finish up this apple, pour coffee. I'm gonna take you for a walk over to show you something pretty cool. See you back in a sec. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, coffee. Well, it's nice to actually be camping out with a bit of snow. It snowed a little bit again through the night. This tent is just like the X6. It just beads right off. Totally excellent sleep in there. I love it. But what I want to show you guys, if you look behind me, you might have seen it in another video. There's a little bit of a, looks like a shack or something up there. It's actually an old abandoned cookhouse. You're gonna see it. It's actually got outdoor cooking elements. It's got a wood stove, wood grills, and there's an actual inside bunkie with an exposed wood grill. So I'm pretty sure I'll be able to camp in there, start a fire, and we'll see. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got trees growing up. It used to be hydro to the building. It's no longer. Let's go check it out. So this is the building, stone chimney. It's got side air vents that pull into that chimney as well. Not sure the right terms of that. This is the front of it. It's even got a built-in awning. And then look at this. Air intake still works. So cool. Not sure what this is. I guess you load wood under here. This is where you actually have the fire, maybe? Another little zone. I don't know what that's for. This is like a warming area. It's all steel box in here. This is actually a grill plate on top. Yeah. Oh, man, is this cool or what? Like, stay out from under the elements, cook some food on here. This is an abandoned Christian camp that used to be on this property a long time ago. This would have been used at that time. It's the last time this would have been used, I'd assume. And yeah, I don't know, they would have cooked for all the kids. This is so cool. I can't wait to fire this up. Get a fire going in here. I'm not sure if that'll be before the end of this winter, but I'd like to. I'll show you the other end, because that's where I'd be sleeping. That's what I originally thought of this place for, was to be able to set up a bed in there, have the fire going, see if this building, it's all stone, it should hold the heat pretty well. And tell me what you think. Should I camp in this? Leave some comments on what you think some of these are for. If you've seen it before, I'd like to know. I'm thinking this might still work, but we're gonna find out. Around to the back, there's actually some steps here. It's like, Used to be like a little nice little kind of patio thing here. Mulberry grew up and destroyed the fence. Well, there's a hole up there, so there might be something in here. Very cool. Oh yeah, look. All these little kids' rubber boots. That is very cool. But look at the size of this fire area. Chimney. Lots of room to set up a bed in here. And then, oh, what's that? Oh. That, my friends, is the carcass of a squirrel. That's the last person that stayed in here. Yeah. Clean that up. There's the old power box there. Window. Definitely some animals venturing in here. Alright guys, well, that's a wrap on this video. Let me know what you think of this cabin. Should I stay in it? What are your thoughts on it? Do you know anything about that oven, how it's supposed to function? Leave me your comments. I'd love to know what you think. I want to give a big thanks to Pomoly for sending out the Locomotive 3 tent. That's their new upgraded version from the Locomotive 20. I thought it was awesome. I'm looking forward to using that on a couple of ATV trips, I think. That's going to be great. But yeah, if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Yep, I'm gonna stay in here. That squirrel's not staying in here.